So Coach Eddie George is on a 2-game winning streak, and they're 3-3. Oh, it's just getting started.
Yes, you can't take your eyes off of him either. And here we go. Tiger's coming. Miller's rolling. He's got a player, and it's intercepted by the Big Blue Tires. What man on the interception for the Big Blue, and Tennessee State University pulls off another overtime victory 2 weeks away from the overtime against Austin Peay 2 weeks ago. Well, one thing for sure, you got to.
What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Make sure to like, share, tell a friend, foe, whoever you know that this video's up. Thank you for tuning in. Tennessee State, they're in a 2-game winning streak. Their latest win was an overtime thriller against Tennessee Tech. There was a lot of hitting in that game. There was a lot of playmaking. Shout out to Jeremy Higbottom, the former quarterback of Grambling State. He did his thing and had the game-winning touchdown. I repeat, Jeremy Higbottom had the game-winning touchdown that sealed the deal. Shout out to that brother. Shout out to Coach George for believing in him. He's been through a lot. As you all know that are listening, when you play for Grambling State, the expectations are so high that you can be a great quarterback with great stats, but if you're not winning to their standard, the fans will let you know. So I'm happy for Higbottom. I believe he's talented. He should have played more when they played against Jackson State. Since then, he has the starting quarterback position. Hugh Jackson is doing a wonderful job with him, adding in some 12 personnel. If you watch Tennessee State, you would know that they like to run. And I'm not surprised their head coach is Eddie George. They have a big offensive line, a good running back, Sterling. And they want to dictate the pace and get their tight ends involved. Speaking of tight ends, I'm truly impressed with Rodell Rahman. I hope I'm saying his last name right. The tight end of Tennessee State. Very athletic, 6'4", 230 plus, runs like a big wide receiver, a red zone threat. And if he's one-on-one with you, it's over. Had one of the few touchdowns against Jackson State. He's killing it right now in the FCS. NFL scouts, if you haven't paid attention to him, Rodell Rahman is that dude. They're talking about a tight end in Colorado State. I'm sure he's a good player, and many others. But Rodell Rahman is the truth. And I'm glad to see Hugh Jackson utilizing him enough. People forget, when Eddie George took over this head coaching position at Tennessee State, he had to use the players he has on his team. He couldn't recruit like he wanted to. He came in after spring. So he came in late in the game. After this season, I expect Tennessee State to have a really good recruiting class and to get the type of players that fit with Coach George. I also expect them to dabble in the transfer portal. And they'll get some ballers out of there. But they're catching their groove. What Coach George is doing with this team is so impressive. They're in a conference that is pretty solid in the FCS. And for them to be 3-3 and to be 2-2, I think 2-1, my bad. 2-1 in conference play is impressive. Now, I don't know what their record will be after the season, but I like what I'm seeing. So this is Coach George talking with the media about how his team learned how to win and how they believe in his message. So this is what he had to say.
For fighting through adversity, I mean, you got to find ways to win games like that. We did not play our best, certainly in the first half. We did a lot to find ways to lose the game, but we kept our composure and we found a way to win a game that meant something. First, back-to-back wins in 5 years, I think. That's a big threshold to cross over. And it's developing that championship mentality that we have to have around here. And these two guys sitting next to me came in this year, and they were difference makers, they're culture changers. That's why I have them here. They made some big plays for us today, and we just continue to believe in each other. I mean, just the energy in that locker room right now, the belief just went out the ceiling. But now, Monday, we gonna get along on Monday, and we gotta go on the road and we're gonna learn from this. But again, it was just a gutty win, a grimy win, and I'm used to playing as a player, winning games like that, and I'm glad our boys was able to fight through and see the victory.
Questions for the student athletes?
Rodell, every game it seems like when a play needs to be made, you make a play. How do you just stay ready when the number is called?
It starts within practice, finishing my reps, visualizing the plays being made before they're made, and just always staying ready, waiting for my name to be called.
You made big plays in the fourth quarter today. Was there anything that happened in the previous 3 quarters that helped you guys see something that was working that helped you make those 2 big plays?
I can't really say. They ran the coverages that we seen on film. They didn't really change it up. They ran the cover 4, they ran the cover 0, and that's what we game plan for. So it wasn't nothing different that we did. It just the play needed to be made, and it was made.
That throwback pass on that touchdown for you, made one stiff arm and you was gone. Talk about what you saw in that coverage when you came out of the huddle.
When I came out, it was too high. It was in that cover 4. The DN slanted inside. I saw the fake, and when I got it, it was me and number 8, and it was just me and the safety. So they didn't have many guys on that side, so it was 1-on-1. I did what I had to do.
And Corey, that last pick, how jubilant were you when you got that pick and everybody started running everywhere? We were in the booth yelling, so I don't know how it was up there. We was on. If I had Mike Organ in my ear yelling at me.
No, so we were just in quarters. We were running the whole game, and they were running the crossers, and it was just a matter of time. Mm-hmm. And just for it to happen in that moment was pretty special. But our guys, we showed resilience through the whole game. We were down, we fought, and and I've seen that big change in this program ever since I first got here. We've grown more than I've seen any team in my whole career. So I would just credit to the guys. I'm just out there doing my part, and it just so happened that I was in a position to make a play.
Were you watching the quarterback's eyes? What were you doing on that last play?
So I'm keying one, just making sure, if he comes in, I'm going to take him. But I believe he outside release, either that or I kind of saw it in my peripheral, the crosser coming, and I knew it was 4th down. He had to put it in the end zone, or we win no matter what. So when he put it up, I went tracked it across the end zone and made the play.
It looked like on that 4th, we were 4th and 4 at first, and they got the penalty. It looked like they may have ran a draw on that 4th and 4, but it became 4th and 9. Were you guys thinking pass all the way, but the quarterback, he was pretty good with the draws?
Yeah, so obviously the play call changed when they got that false start. Mm-hmm. originally when it was I think maybe 4 yards to go. They could have easily done some RPO, QB run stuff. That they were pretty successful throughout the whole game doing that. So we kind of prepared for that and then changed the call when they got that false start. Put some guys in coverage.
For both of you, what can you say about just the energy on the sideline? I mean, guys jumping around the entire game. How does that affect you all on the field?
It makes more of a difference than you think, right? Obviously, the guys on the sideline aren't between the white lines, but they make a huge difference when you got your boys jumping around, hyping you up. When you come off the field, it just brings us all together as a unit.
And let me just speak to that for a moment. You know, Corey's absolutely correct in saying that, because there's no one on our sideline. Like, behind us, there's no fans. So that's a challenge that you have to overcome. I had to do that as a player, going playing in Houston my first year in front of pretty much the same type of attendance, and to generate that energy is really difficult to do. And when you're a team that's learning how to win, I can't give enough credit to these young guys to overcome adversity. We had 4 fumbles. I mean, there was a time when we would have probably lost this game 30-10 or 30-7. But we kept believing, we kept grinding. We found the energy on the sidelines. Guys like Heath and the guys in R&N, our non-travel guys, they're all creating energy, and because they believe it, they feel it, they taste it, they see it, and it's just a tremendous job. I mean, I crave the day when we can pack the stadium. I crave the day when we can pack that stadium, because it'll make a huge difference for us.
Eddie,